Funsie. Yeah. How's everyone doing today? We're back with another episode of hashtag Funsie. Let me check what episode this is. 34, I believe, according to my calculations. Paul Pierce all day.
Sheesh.
How you boys doing?
Dude, we be doing. I'm looking over at Fresh Face Millie currently. I don't know if I've seen a Fresh Face Millie before.
Yeah, you have. Oh,
Have I?
wait.
I don't think I have either, man.
I guess you guys probably haven't. Yeah, Macy told me right before Macy and I got married, which we got married almost exactly a year ago. I had a mustache and I shaved it for our wedding. And then after our wedding, I grew it back out. And I haven't shaved until this week. And so I guess, yeah, you guys probably didn't really know me too much before I had a mustache.
No.
But it feels like I had a mustache for like a month. That's how it feels to me. It feels like I had a mustache for like a month. But
Dang,
everyone
dude.
keeps being shocked when I have no mustache anymore.
Bro, it's still there. There's still remnants. It's still creeping in the background.
Yeah, mustacheless Millie's a different breed all on its own for sure.
No, I'm just kidding.
I'm
Yeah, I
confused.
shaved it like 3 or 4 days ago. So
Sorry,
that's why
go
there's
back.
a little
Yeah,
bit of remnants.
I'm confused on your shirt. I'm actually very intrigued. What your shirt is? Oh, okay. Got it.
You've never seen this shirt?
I
love
have
this
it.
shirt.
It's like a Wii boxing reference.
Yeah, it's just like a boxer. He's instead of punching gloves, he has the nunchuck and a Wii remote.
That's fire. That's
Yeah,
sick.
it's pretty sick. Pretty sick, dude.
Sick
Anywho.
stuff, y'all.
You shaved too, Ben, right?
Yeah, finally. Every year I participate in No Shave November for my mustache at least, and I finally took it down. And yeah, I
Took down the mustache, or
I
No Shave
took down.
November?
I took down the Music City Open.
Oh,
Yeah. So
nice.
This episode brought to you by, not sponsored. Never mind, not going to say it. Anyways, let's move on to the prompt.
This
Yeah,
would have
so
been a perfect plug for Razor.
Mhm.
Manscaped. Is that what you're gonna say?
Okay.
You ruined it.
I'm not
That's
going to say.
free advertising, dude. Don't
Free
say
ads.
a word
Free
again.
ads.
So I have a prompt. This time of year, as we know, for every disc golfer in your life, you're trying to figure out what the heck do you buy that person. So I thought it might be fun to try to discuss things that you would buy for a disc golfer, because we're kind of past the point of discs, I feel like.
Dude,
A lot of modern disc golfers are just like, you know what? I already have like 150 discs or whatever. That's just an average, like whatever guess. So what are some creative ideas that we can come up with that might realistically help some people out?
all right. I actually thought about making a video about this, and maybe I still will. But I have a top 5.
Oh,
I have a top 5 in no particular order that I thought of or saw or came up with. So, Jay Millie's number 1 Christmas present in no particular order is one of the sticky things. Have you guys seen these?
Max distance.
Yeah, max distance. They're literally so OP. Do you know what I'm talking about, Sajko?
no idea.
Yes. Yeah, you do, Sajko.
Yeah.
Like carbon
let me grab it real
fiber
quick.
extender, sticky ball retriever. You have to. If you don't,
Oh, yes, that. Okay.
I was gonna say, there's 0%.
Mustacheless Millie, I know now. I know. Yeah, that's like the hot thing lately, and for good reason.
Yeah, I've had one of these for about a year. They're actually so goated. If my disc is deep in a bush, I don't have to get thorns and cut myself. I just use this. If I see my disc in the water, I don't have to get in. I use this. If I can't see my disc in the water, I use this, and I feel around until I find it.
Is that
And
max distance, or
Yes,
is that
sir.
just separate? Okay.
max?
See, that's a good point. I didn't think about that, like, because the brush in Texas is rough, so that thing's probably a literal lifesaver.
Oh, dude, I have not gotten in multiple ponds because of it. I've saved my legs and my arms multiple times. It's pretty clutch, and I mean, it's a little bit more pricey, like $40 or $50, but I think
it's worth
From
it
the
because
use
they
I've
all
gotten
break,
from it,
dude.
it's worth
All
it.
the other ones break.
Yeah.
You know what's expensive? Not having a retriever and losing all of your plastic continuously.
Yes.
I wanted to ask you
Yes.
guys, how long was it before you actually ended up getting a retriever? Because I went like way too alpha. I'm like, I don't need a disc retriever ever. That means that I'm giving up. And
I think this is the first one I got.
I probably lost easily $250 worth of discs before I'm like, you know what? Maybe you should just go actually buy one, man.
I think I got one like right away. Used to use the old fishing pole one, like where it's like string, and that one worked so clutch. But I wonder what happened to those. I feel like no one uses it anymore. Max distance,
Dude, it's like the shoulder strap bag in disc golf. Like that was the hot thing at one point, and then all of a sudden, grip comes in and is like, "Yeah, step aside."
Yeah, I didn't have a like retriever thing for a long time, but in college when me and my friends first started, probably like a year in, we like looked up a YouTube video on how to scrape ponds. So we built like a giant PVC thing that was like
scrape ponds for disc specifically.
4 feet wide, and it had rebarb poking out on both sides.
I
and
know
so
what
we
you're
just
talking about.
chunk it out into the water and then drag it up. So
And it worked well.
That was our. It worked okay.
I was about to say, I feel like you're playing tug of war with like weeds.
Yeah, rocks
that
like weed.
That was pretty much what happened.
I just have waders.
A few discs back. So.
I just have waders at this point because of my day job, where I'm just like, you know what, just pull them out. Like for the MVP Open, there was, for people that know, let me do the math in my head. Hole 16, or the Kevin Jones slip ace hole. That's the easiest one to describe. At Maple Hill. So Adam Hammis has like a test flight Onyx that he's had in his bag for forever. And very common thing to happen on that hole is to hit one of the trees and then just skip way into the swamp on the left. So he didn't end up finding it. So I was like, dude, I've got waders in my car. If you want, we can go find it. And he's like, let's do it. So yeah, they're always handy.
Did you find it?
We did. Would highly recommend. Yeah, it was not nearly as deep in the swamp as you would think. It was like just over the line, barely on the edge of the swamp, and yeah, he was pretty like.
Dude, that swamp out there is it's treacherous.
I didn't even know there was a swamp on that hole. If I'm being
it's
for the best.
I've lost many discs. Real quick though, I know you guys mentioned how you want me to mention Disc Golf Expo stuff. I got an email today that Max Disc Tints will be vending at Disc South.
Wow.
There you go, baby. There you go.
Y'all heard it here first.
What are the odds that I bring it up in the podcast with no prompting?
It's wild.
Yep. I know. Seriously. Not a paid ad either. But yeah, he hit me up today and he'll be there. Apparently he lives like 10 minutes from the convention center. So that'd be cool.
Yeah, he's based out here.
I'm assuming he's probably gonna run a good deal. So if you want some deals on the Max Distance, head over to Disc South. And I got a lot of really exciting things for Disc East, but also Disc South that I just can't talk about yet because they need to be more concrete before I do. But things are going well.
Sick. Yeah, let's put a pin in that and work our way back to the prompt first. So Josh, do you have what are the other top 5?
All right, second one, short and sweet. You guys probably know it. The Disc Doctor. It's just that's a good one too. But the Disc Doctor is like a little thing you can hang on a keychain or a disc bag, and if you like scuff up your disc or anything, you can like rub it with the Disc Doctor, and it like makes it smooth and fixes it, and it's like a couple bucks. Yeah, dude, it's pretty fire. I have one.
I've never used it, honestly.
It works well.
What is the purpose of it? Just to smooth out chunks? That's it?
Yeah, like if you take a chunk out of your disc, and it's totally legal to use during like a sanctioned round. So say you have your favorite disc and you scuff it up or something and you want to throw it, there you go. Disc Doctor it up and it's all better.
I feel like you're shaving away grams from your plastic doing that.
I've thought that before. I feel like it's so nominal that it doesn't matter, but
that's probably
it's
true.
A good word.
I mean,
good word.
I've been putting with links / throwing them when I'm emptying the bag, and they're a beaded putter, And at this point, I mean, they're worn down to the nubs. So, the grams are definitely lost, but it's enough that you're like, oh, there's still a bead there.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah. So Ben, you held up the Brixton disc golf card
Dude,
box.
I
That's a
think
great
this is
idea.
such a good gift. And I actually have one more gift idea. Tickets to the expo. Code Discmas. $3 off. $3 off right now if you use up until Christmas evening for Disc East and Disc South. I mean, I know I own the expos, but honestly, if I didn't, I still think that's a great gift. It's like $12 for a disc golf amusement park. So
it's the gift that keeps on giving. So I was actually Jeff Panis when we went live with another round the end of last week. He was asking me, he's like, so what do you guys think about the expo? Like what Ben's doing and whatnot. And I didn't end up getting to give an answer. Joseph gave an answer, and then quickly it was veered away like a different direction.
Why didn't I not see that?
Why didn't
I don't
I
know.
not?
Why didn't I not see that? What did he say? Joseph, Big Joe?
I don't entirely recall, but I recall at least the thing that I think is most valuable about that is, yes, all of these different companies and everything comes together. Maybe we talked about it on here prior, but I think it's the time of year that really is really what sets it over the edge. Like this time of year, it's easy to be distracted by the holidays, and some people are burnt out and whatnot on disc golf. But then I think when you start to get to the end of January, beginning of February, where the tour is about to kick off again and it's starting to warm up in a couple of places. Yeah, they're super hype, and they're ready, man. Been too much time that's gone by without playing, so I think you have that. I know some people have been like, it's in the Northeast and it's cold. It doesn't make sense to have
cabin fever, baby. No, trust me, I know.
I think if anything, that
I know these
somewhat makes
already.
it better because a bunch of people want to play, but they're not really able to. So they're looking for something to do that's cool disc golf, anything at that point.
Bingo. That's it. That's my sales pitch. A lot of the times to the companies, this is the season, especially Northeast, when people have cabin fever and they'll basically do anything to go do anything disc golf related. But that's a bummer I missed that, and I'm guessing another round doesn't post their lives because their feed's very structured. No. So yeah. No. But shout out Jeff Panis. I met him at USDGC, and I appreciate you asking that question. Big dog.
Big dog. Josh, did you have?
I'll give one last one. I don't know.
Yeah,
if
you don't have to do all of them.
I don't know if you guys have seen this. I think it's pretty cool. What's it called? It's I want to say it's death putt disc golf, but I know it's not that. It's like this contraption that I've been seeing on Instagram, where on the corner of your wall, it's like a wooden disc golf basket that you can hang in your house, and it goes into the corner of your wall. It has wooden chains, and it's dead silent and pretty sick. And
what?
I really want one.
Wait, you putt into it?
That's kind of fresh.
You putt into it, and I messaged them. I was like, "Please send me one," and they're like, "Yes," and they haven't got back to me, and I really want one.
That would be a game changer if so.
Here, let me look on my Instagram really quick. It looks so awesome, and
I think real quick, honorable mentions for sure are maybe not as hot this year, but in general, everyone's using it. Tech Disc. I still have never used one. I know a lot of local stores. A lot of local stores have one, but would be fun to try out, or even just a throwing net. I mentioned for up in this area, a lot of people are stuck indoors or don't want to go play this time of year.
It's always a good play.
Yeah, basket's good.
Actually, I think this one I just thought of is a really cool product. So they sponsored the expo last year. It's if you can see on screen, it's Touch Disc Golf. It's it's a metal disc holder, and it's just super aesthetically pleasing. I put all my favorite discs here. We had the 2023 Let's Just Stand time lapse and a disc my fiance gave me. But it's just a metal thing. You can put it anywhere on your wall. It doesn't have to be studs, and it's just super super clean. I actually have been really liking the product, so that's another kind of unique, good one that I think is a little more special than like the typical like discs, stuff like that.
I feel like disc golf right now, because people, how they describe it, they almost say it's like, let's say 20 years in the past of other sports. When I think about like the 90s, not even just in terms of disc golf, just in general, that was a time of what felt like a lot of innovation, where people would just try to make anything that's crazy and just throw it at the wall and just see what sticks. So you'd see all these insane, like random inventions that you're like, who, like, just everything is coming up. And that's what I feel like disc golf's doing right now. Oh, hold up, listeners.
I'm so confused.
Josh is showing us what this wooden basket looks like that's in the corner of the room.
It's called Death Trap Disc Golf.
Okay.
Yeah, and it looks super cool.
That's not even a bad price. That's
no, honestly.
No, and like, you're seeing this putter go in, but if I had the sound on, like it's just quiet, goes in an office or like a den or like, I don't know, a man cave or something like that.
That's what I mean,
I
dude.
will say that's the number one way to just absolutely pepper your drywall, because I know we're not that accurate.
For sure. That's something I've thought about a lot as well. Like
boop, disc in the wall.
wanting to have one. Like, I'm like, am I going to hit my putts every time?
No,
like,
you have to be
better.
literally right on every time.
My wall's
I think
pretty sturdy. I'd be fine.
I think it's cool though. With that being said,
or you
I
get
think,
some elevation discs. There you go.
that's what I'm saying. I think it's cool for like, I don't know if you guys were alive. No, I'm just kidding. You were alive. But like, I don't know if this was ever spoke to you. And I know this is going to speak to a lot of people listening. Back in the day when we were like 10, 11, 13, the Skills mini basketball hoop, if you guys know what I'm talking about, where it's just like a mini basketball hoop with mini, that, like, dude, that was the hottest thing on the market. That's what like it kind of reminds me of. Like, it's a cool thing that you can play, like, like elevation disc is a good example with your friends, but it's also just a very attractive kind of decor that I think would be
It's
really
not
cool.
ugly, which is nice. Like, even if you don't use it, it's kind of just like,
Yeah, it's a
cool
conversation
thing to
starter.
have.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could hang it up
It's
in
a
your
piece.
office and like never use it ever. But someone would see that and be like, "What?" And you'd be like, "Yeah, I'm a
what is
big disc
that?
golfer."
And then
There
the
you go.
next thing they're Paul Macbeth because you introduced
Yeah,
it. It's just what it
Chill.
is.
throw a couple putts. Yeah, I think it's pretty sick. I think it's an underrated product.
Definitely, I've never heard of it. That's a
Me
good
either.
gem, Jay Miller.
Thanks, dude.
Dude,
Thanks.
that's what I mean.
need
There's so many.
I need to buy in. I need to get some stock in this
Buy-in.
company.
All right, Ben.
Bro, stocks.
We started talking about the expo a little bit.
Oh yes.
The one thing that I wanted to ask about was, now that you have two expos, and you said that, I'm sorry, I forgot the name of that retriever.
Max
Max
distance.
Discman.
Max Distance.
It's just max distance with disc in it.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard for us.
The fact that they're going to be at Disc South and not at Disc East, or at least that's what it sounds like as of right now.
Yeah.
Is it
I'd say so.
stressful trying to figure out all the companies that are going to be at each respective expo, or is that kind of exciting to customize it based on the area that each one is at?
Yeah, both is the correct answer. Well, not the correct, but is the reality. I think it's cool. I mean, that's my whole thing. I want the local, like we have Armory Disc Golf and we have DD Carrollton so far as our pro. Like, I want the local pro shops to be there vending and getting, the local support and, making their money. Like, I just want, like, that's what I try and do, local. So that is also very exciting. Max distance, local. That's, yes, 100% that's part of the expo, getting local. And I know some people probably won't go to Disc East, but that's actually a big part of the expo that I enjoy and that I try and focus on, is just kind of like I'm bringing something to the community for them to enjoy, but I also want them to reap the benefits. The attendees reap the benefits because it's a sick thing now that in their home state or town or area that they can attend to it. The vendors, I mean, it's such a boost in sales. That's the goal, at least. It's such a boost in sales rather than just sitting around at your own shop and making like maybe $300 on the weekend. You can just come to the expo and have like 2,000 completely targeted attendees in your target audience instantly right in front of you at your store. Like, it's imagine if 2,000 people just walked inside your store. Like, you'd probably do pretty good. So that's always my goal. As for Disc East, like, I'm not very scared anymore. The biggest thing I'm scared about is snow now, but I'm not scared that no one's gonna show up vendor wise, because it's been proven, and I've already had a lot of vendors, and they're gonna come back, and they've been very successful. But yeah, for Disc South, it's scary. Honestly, it is scary. Like, I don't like the fact that I don't know who's gonna show up. Honestly, like or
Jay
not.
Millie.
Yeah, Jay Millie will be there. Armory, like I said. But yeah,
Are you
that
talking
part's
about vendors showing up or
vendor.
people
Yeah.
showing up?
Vendor. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, because once I get the vendors, it's just natural. People are going to show up, if something is dropping, or you just hear about it. But the vendors are the most important part. So yeah, it is definitely very scary for Disc South, kind of going into this uncharted territory and trying to get a bunch of vendors right off the bat that maybe even haven't really heard of the expo or have never vended at an expo. So that part is scary, but we're rolling, and it just comes down to hard work. I mean, Max Distance is coming.
Work.
Is coming. They're coming because I emailed them. You just got to be kind of boots on the ground. Like this is a one-man operation. I am doing the expo. No one else is helping me. This is what I do. So you got to just put in the work.
Have you reached out to Meridian Discs yet?
There you go. They'll be at the expo too. Nothing has been announced. I've been kind of holding off on Disc South just because it's literally a month in a week further than Disc East, and right now is like the prime Disc East. So I want to kind of like hold that hype for January to start announcing like Disc South stuff, or like even after, to get people really excited. But yeah, Meridian will be there.
Have you thought about doing like a flex start?
No, I did do that for Disc East our first year, and that's not a bad idea. Like, do a Friday flex. And
I mean, for people making a journey, I feel like having something like that would be like, oh, like nice flex start in like a new city. Like, I feel like people,
That's true.
well, especially Disc South, like,
yeah,
it just, to me, makes a lot of sense.
That's not a bad
especially if I'm
idea.
gonna like go out of my way to go to this thing. I would love to do like a flex start, or even, hey, make it a C tier or something.
The expo would be like the opposite of USDGC, where everyone's there for the tournament, but then you have the center, whereas the expo is just like, all the shopping and whatnot, but with a tournament.
Yeah,
would be electric.
Yeah, that'd be just an accessory thing for, like, that is the main thing for people to come out, and is the reason why people come out. Like, but that would be definitely a good accessory that I did do the first year. But yeah, I don't know why I haven't really thought about that for Disc South. I think that would be cool. The problem is, like, I can't have Armory run it. I can't have Hooligan Disc run it. Like, I need to find someone detached from the. Like, I can't have Steve Story run it, who's like a legend down there, who runs 1 trillion events a year, because he's owner of DD Carrollton. So that's not a, I don't know. Maybe I'll do like the Friday before and do like, play in the flex, get a free ticket or something like that. I don't think I would want to do it during the expo to like kind of like,
I think that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, maybe hype up the expo, but yeah, I don't want it to like, I don't want people to driving like 30 minutes away or like 10 minutes away to play a course and then they're out of the expo. The whole point is the expo. I want people to enjoy it as much as they can without having to not be at the expo. But
that's
Friday,
man.
I think that's a good idea. That I think I just need to realize Texas is a lot different than the Northeast. So it's like,
what do you
people are playing,
like what specifically?
That
we're
you guys
playing.
can play. Like I haven't thought about it in the Northeast, because when I ran that flex start the first year, it was like knee deep snow. Like, it wasn't fun. But people still did it, which was really cool. So I was just thinking of ways to get people to the show.
Or is it impossible?
No, I'm playing. Yeah.
Cool.
It's right now is fine. It's a little chilly. That's the thing. People get misconstrued. Like, yes, it's like 38 degrees, but I'm fine. I'm throwing the same shots. It is a little chillier. I'm not playing as well just because my body is a little different, but it's not nothing crazy. The crazy thing is mostly when either it's really windy or it's just like slippery tee pads and
ice.
snow and stuff like that. But as long as we don't have snow, it could be pretty cold. If you just layer up, it's fine.
Having
Yeah.
said that, I heard, Ben, that you guys got like 9 inches of snow. The snow is melted for us at this point. Is that true?
Us too, but you probably
Oh,
didn't
okay.
get 9 inches.
No. Yeah, we got like 3, something like that, 3.5. Not bad
Dude,
at all.
Connecticut's so weird. It makes no sense to me. You guys are on a different
Long
island.
Island Sound is a magical place, man, where we have unique weather. It's a beautiful thing. Anyways, Ben, you ended up dropping tickets for the Expos this weekend, correct?
Yes. 40
Give us
And
the exact
Three.
numbers.
3 days
for
ago.
people, okay, for people that don't know, it was also your birthday this past weekend, and somehow you decided to drop the tickets on your birthday. How? Why? So many questions.
So the original thought. So these are things that it's cool that I can come on Funsie and talk about things. These are things as an entrepreneur. One of my failures. One of my failures that like I've learned from dropping it on my birthday while I was out doing things was not the play. And I didn't realize, I thought I would be able to put it up. It'd be cool. It'd be fine. Not the case. But the reasoning before doing it on my birthday, initially I was thinking this would be perfect. It's my birthday. It can be like a celebration. Like it's my birthday. Enjoy tickets, everyone. Yeah. That's kind of what I was thinking, like as a celebration, but it turned out to be just very stressful and not that at all. At all. So that it was just a mistake, but it honestly wasn't a big deal. It panned out. It was just like a few things where that would just stress me out, and like one comment that was kind of like but other than that,
What
Yeah.
was the comment? If you wanna,
I don't really want to get into it. Just kind of just like, I don't really want to. I don't want to get into it.
negative vibes.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't a big deal at all. It's just like it's just like when you drop tickets of something you've been working on like the whole year and instantly get something like that. It just kind of like oh man, and that's when I'm like, bro, like why did I do this on my birthday? That's like I'm supposed to be enjoying life, but all in all, it turned out fine. A ton of the VIP tickets have already sold, which is like the coolest thing ever. I was not expecting
That's sick.
that many
What's
to
the
sell
difference
already.
between VIP and regular?
So VIP, you get in an hour earlier. So as opposed to 10 a.m., you get in at 9 a.m.
Special drops. You get the early access.
Yeah, you get the early access. You get to meet the pros in a uncrowded showroom, basically. Like you get the expo floor to yourself pretty much for an hour. Just yourself. Obviously, it's like Saturday, it might be like 300 people, and Sunday it might be like 200. But you compared to the thousands of people, you get the vibe. And the coolest thing is VIP tickets are gonna get a limited, exclusive VIP MVP disc. So that's a part of it. So it's gonna be only VIP people, ticket holders, that get this disc. Like if you don't get VIP and you're like, oh bro, like I'll give you 25 for it. Sorry, like you gotta get the VIP ticket. And
what's the price difference?
So general admissions 15, VIP is 50. Yeah. So yeah,
it's like a player pack. You get a disc.
Exactly. I mean, yeah. You get an hour early, you get an exclusive disc that, if I were to guess, like you could probably just flip and pay for your entire ticket. Like you kind of that's kind of what I'm thinking what is going to happen personally. But if you're an MVP gyronaut, I think it's going to be a super cool collectible.
Oh, so it's super exclusive.
Yeah, like it's gonna be
Any hints?
nothing right now that I can say. I kind of want to keep it for later, a little announcement later. But yeah, if you're a Gyronaut, this could either be like like flip it, get your some money for the expo. Or that's how limited it's gonna be, is what I'm gonna say. And it's something special. It's gonna be something special. It's gonna be like not just gonna be like our stamp on a stock time lapse or something.
One mold or multiple molds?
Announcements coming soon.
He is gouging you.
I can't, like I said, these are things that in the future we talk about.
And I want to let you guys know that there is definitely value in getting in there early. I will never forget last year showing up. I go over to the Thought Space tent, and I was like, they always have some cool drops, whatnot, as all the other companies do. The guy in front of me, I think he easily had like 15 discs, and I saw the total that came up, and I wanted to throw up. So like these boys don't mess around. Like, they get in there, and if you show up, an hour late, 2 hours late, I mean, there's a chance at some of these spots that they might be done for the day, and have to wait for the next day to sell anything else. So
100%. And like another thing is, one, you get to pick your colors. We all know like how important colors are, but another thing is you don't have to wait in line. Like, there was lines inside of the expo that were hours long just to get
Paul Macbeth, Kratos drop.
Correct. So stuff like that, where it's just like you get first dibs. So if and you get it an hour earlier, and you have the whole showroom for yourself, so you get first dibs on everything. Get the
I have a guess
yourself.
of what the disc is.
Oh, I was wondering. I was like,
yeah,
you good?
He's just a light bulb moment.
Should I guess, or will you react? No.
Yeah, we'll keep it. We'll keep it hidden for now. But
I need to write this down so I know when I'm right. I'm the goat.
Yeah.
You'll write
Just
that
kidding.
puppy down.
I don't know. I doubt I'm right.
It's gonna be.
Okay.
It's gonna be. I don't know. No, actually, that's too mean. I can't say that joke. I was gonna say like some like hype MVP disc that like everyone has been sought after for like years, but that would not be the case.
Yeah, we won't. I won't pry anymore on that.
But
yeah, I'm glad
actually,
it went well.
One more thing. Joseph, actually, in another round, Dallas will also be at another round, Dallas will be at Disc South, and he told me they're going to be.
They're not even open.
I know, but he told me that they're going to drop some exclusive stuff there already. So
Cool.
Stay tuned for that. So I can already kind of say exclusive stuff that will exclusively be at Disc South and not the East with another round, Dallas.
Yeah, you heard it here. Also, we haven't actually discussed this at all. Is the Funsie crew doing anything at either of these expos?
Are you
any
going?
talks? Any live podcasts?
Are you going, Sajko?
To Texas?
Yeah.
There's
been talks.
There's potential.
Okay.
For sure. Would people want that?
Would people want that?
I would want that.
That would
Ben,
be very cool.
I know it is a busy day for you.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Especially
It's
down
like
at Disc South.
Yeah. Yes.
Being a complete new spot for you and whatnot.
Correct.
If anything goes wrong during the podcast, be like, oh, actually, it's just Josh and I for the remaining 45 minutes now. So it sounded good, but maybe not.
No, well,
the
no.
Funsie Flex.
I think it'd be cool. I think it might be. It depends on time. The cool thing about the expo is once everyone's in the door, it kind of runs itself. Obviously, like I have to put out fires here and there, but like once everyone's in the doors, it kind of is just like a self-working machine where people are in, nothing's crazy's happening, and that's when I finally get to kind of like breathe a little bit, where it's just like, okay, so there is potential there. But yeah, let us know if you want to see a Funsie episode. with all our fans, our beautiful fans. We love you
Could be sick.
for sure.
Could be
Anyways,
dope.
freaking sick, dude. Any other thoughts on that before moving on?
No. Shout out the Expos, and don't drop things on your birthday. That's about it.
Live and learn, baby. So I actually had a fun thing happen yesterday. We'll do a kind of a story time real quick.
I love story times.
So I went out to my local disc golf course, went to go play it, was running aces on a hole, and
Per usual.
this dude shows up. He's like playing with a group of friends, and you know how sometimes you just meet people and they are just like, they're so good at talking with others and connecting on a level that you're like, dang, I wish I could be like that, because it just feels genuine and
Bro,
kind.
Sway.
That's what this guy was like.
Do you know Sway?
Sway? No,
Oh,
not
okay.
familiar.
But anyways, keep going.
So he sees me doing this. They go play their round, whatnot. It's just like little 9-hole course. They finally come back around, and he's like, "Yo, I gotta hang out with my boy," referring to me. So he comes over. I'm
You're
like,
like,
he sees me. He sees me. No, he was super cool. He sees me recording, and he was nice, like picking up my discs and whatnot, talking with me. And I was like, "Do you want to run some aces?" He's like, "Sure, why not?" So we both empty the bag. We walk up. I see that he has like a broadbird, like the Broderick Firebird, whatnot. And he's like, "Oh, dude, you have the I see that you have some my goodness, why am I blanking right now?" He's like, "Oh, you have a
Broadbirds.
marble, and you have like
Oh.
a bunch of cool
Birdie.
discs and whatnot. Yeah, a bunch of birdie stuff." He's like, "I've been wanting to try the new broad disc," which they had sent me in the mail, and I had been like recorded some stuff with. And I was like, "Hey, do you want to throw it?" And I asked if I could like record him throwing them and whatnot on the hole.
Don't tell me.
No way.
He did not ace. No. He
Okay.
did not.
Ah, that was
Sajko.
insane.
No, he did not ace. But I ended up just giving him the disc after.
Oh,
And
that's
he
cool.
was like super appreciative of it, because I could tell like he's a big Broderick fan and whatnot. And he's like, "Did you get Broadbirds?" And it's just one of those serendipitous moments where someone that's like super cool comes through, and he's like, he's got like, I think he said he has like 3 kids and whatnot.
Do you know
Just
are
like-
you able to give his name?
Yeah, his name was Ramon. Shout out Ramon.
Oh, okay.
Shout out Ramon.
Yeah, I
familiar,
got
but
I
shout
got
out
his
Ramon.
number, and he was so appreciative. So Brad, if you hear this, yeah, I gave away the disc that Birdie gave me of your new signature disc, and I recorded him throwing and us running aces together. So I'll make a quick little reel out of it, and it should hopefully be something kind, a little different than as opposed to being like,
Kind.
"Let's see how this throws." Just a typical sort of disc review.
Yeah.
So keep an eye out for
No,
that.
that is such a good story. Disc golf just
That's like
has a
what we
way
talked
of
about
making.
last week.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, disc golf has a way of just doing that. It's the weirdest thing that like these cool moments of just people that you never talk to
Ever.
in life. They just come up to you and are like, "Can I play with you?" And then you're like, "Yeah."
Yeah,
And then
new
they're
to
like
the-
super cool.
yeah, new to the sport, and if I'm being honest, I was kind of burnt out that day. Yeah, I'm just like a little overwhelmed with all the stuff going on, so just went to go play, and then meeting him and having that experience, you're like, that's what it's all about.
Is this at
that's
Davis
why
Farmland?
that's why we're doing all this. No, this is at Little Lisbon Meadows. Probably never been mentioned
Wow.
in any other
I've
podcast.
I've
of all
never
time.
heard of that ever.
Just a tiny little 9-hole course, man. That was
Wow.
the closest course to my parents, so I would be there all the time.
Yo, shout out Kim. I know you listening.
Yeah, you already know.
Nice,
Yeah.
dude.
That's it. You
a
guys
sick
ever? You
story.
guys have experiences like that? I don't really know, like brighten
I
your
think
day, or
we
just
talked
where you're
about
like,
this
yeah, disc golf.
last week. Like,
Did we?
like Jamie
Okay,
Lee said,
never mind then.
about like just giving like me, but like let me
Oh
think
yeah.
if I can think. I mean, I have these moments. I've already said these things, like moments like going to my first pyramid league ever and getting randomly paired with Matt Graham. I mean,
Yeah,
like,
right.
stuff like that's like a good story where it's just like 10 years later. Look at how that changed my life in such a weird like way where like it's just so hard to explain. Like it's just like I
No, I
left
hear you.
disc golf for like 7
Well,
years and I played it maybe like 10 times within that, and then I didn't do it again, and then now it's my job. It's weird.
dude, your expos, I don't know, I'm sure you've thought about this. Essentially, you're creating connections for people in disc golf on the local level with like some of the major people in disc golf. Like I had never met Anthony from Happy with Par until that day.
Oh really?
Yeah, that's when I first met
Dude.
him. That was Dead Last's first, like kind of like
Dude,
their official
yeah.
opening of their
They
business.
launched their
Let's say.
brand like a month before, not maybe like 2 weeks before. Like when they started their Instagram with like 6 followers. I think I always say, or I try to tell people like, dude, like if anything, when I'm talking to vendors, if anything, sales and all that, these are great. But if anything, I can't stress enough how awesome or important this expo is for networking. It just is. It's just like all of disc golf, not all, but you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people in disc golf all in one room, just super accessible. And it's just like the energy and the environment in there. It's just like everyone's just nerding out together, and it's beautiful. And that's my favorite part because
Yeah,
that environment.
and take advantage of that now because there's nothing saying that disc golf will be as accessible as it currently is. Like I think back to
True.
just 2 or 3 years ago at MVP Open, like it didn't matter if it was lead card or whoever, like you could just be right there, right behind them. I mean, most people are being respectful, right? Like they're not on top of Paul Macbeth while he's trying to make a putt, but
Mhm.
now they have like the lines and whatnot to stay behind.
They're getting more professional. Yeah.
Exactly. That's my point. So if you see blank pro or whoever at this point, jump on it, man, because it's only going to get more difficult as time goes on, I'm sure.
Definitely.
But that's why you show up to the expos, because they're super accessible there.
There
Absolutely.
you go. There you go.
Like Jay Millie,
I-
just chilling in the booth.
Yeah. Future #1 disc golf YouTuber.
Heck yeah. Josh, did I see, I don't know if this is, well, no, you put it to your story. You got some Frisbees?
I do have some
Ooh.
Frisbees. Yeah.
Do you want to talk about that, or is that a secret?
Well, what were you gonna say?
No, it's not a secret.
Not okay, but like something subtle. I don't know, man.
You had something you were gonna say. If you want to mention that.
No,
I'm sorry,
no, it was a pivot. I
Okay.
have a story time
Okay,
as
cool.
well, but I can do it after talking about this. If you're a listener or a J Millie subscriber, you probably know I have my first disc that I ever bought, and I have lovingly named it Jimothy from The Office. He is my son, and I love him. It's a Buzz that's super beat up, super flippy. It's the best. And I obviously wanted to drop Buzzes at some point with like a Jimothy stamp, and I kept trying to think of stuff, and I don't know, just like no real design was speaking to me. And so if you've seen the disc before, it's over there. I don't want to grab it. It's a 5 times like stock stamp Buzz with Paul Macbeth's stock stamp that says 5 times. And above it, I wrote Jimothy in like capital letters, just in my regular handwriting. And so we, I don't even know how to say it, vectorized that and made it
Yeah.
into a stamp. And
That's the
Discraft
word.
still had 5-time stock 5-time world stock Paul Macbeth Buzzes in the yellow
Cool.
color. And so we got the stock 5-time stamp with a stamp of like the exact same handwriting I have, the exact same size, on a bunch of Buzzes that say Jimothy. So I'm calling them Jimothy Juniors, because Jimothy is my son, and those are Jimothy's sons, so they're my
Jimothy.
grandson. So Jimothy Juniors. I don't have them in my hands yet. They're actually coming in tomorrow. We're probably dropping them in like 2-ish weeks, I'd say. I'm probably going to soft drop them on my Instagram, and then hard drop them on a YouTube video later. So
Sick.
if you're not following me on Instagram, go follow me on Instagram, and you'll know when they drop before
So-
everyone else knows.
Random question. This goes to my brain. Did you just buy it off Discraft's site for retail? Or was it like,
It's through Armory. So we
so Armory
we
had
did-
them.
no. We
Oh.
did, it's still a rule that you can't do custom hot stamping as a as a disc seller. So we had to have Discraft do the stamping, otherwise it's an illegal disc technically. So through Armory, we reached out to Discraft, and they were like super duper helpful, which was super cool.
Yeah,
and they're
that's
like,
that's
oh yeah,
that's really cool.
we have old stock of the 5 times, and we can do a small run of a really small
Timothy's.
stamp, and and they're all yellow, which is crazy.
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, that's
is
that's
really
what I was
cool.
wondering. I think
Yeah,
that story's cooler.
yeah, it is really cool. And I also, before we started this process, I had no clue that it was illegal for like disc retailers to stamp on a disc. It's crazy.
I don't
They're
know, 'cause
changing
another
they're
round-
changing.
Yeah, that's
they're-
new, isn't it?
No, they're changing the rule for 2025. Another round has just been doing it anyways. And I mean, no one's gonna call you.
No one's
on
gonna
it,
call
like,
it. Yeah.
but it is illegal. It's in the rules, and it's a rule change for 2025 that they can, that retailers can do it, because why couldn't retailers do it? Like, what? That doesn't make any sense.
I would love
But,
to watch the PDGA go through someone's bag, being like, according to my calculations, it just seems like a not issue. Like, let's make an issue out of something that doesn't matter.
It's a weird rule for sure.
I saw when another round Austin was opening, they were like on their Facebook, they were like, here are the like hot stamps we'll be adding to discs for like $2, and it was like some cool Austin stamps or something.
Sick.
And Mint Disc, like whoever owns Mint Discs, commented on it,
dude.
and was like super petty about it, and was like, I don't even know what he said.
You saw that?
Yeah, because it is the rule, and he was like, don't do this to any Mint Discs because that'll make it illegal, or I don't know, something like that.
That's hilarious.
It's just like, okay, man, whatever.
That's weird.
Yeah,
though, 'cause
that happened. That happened during USDGC, and
You guys
they're
they're friends
about
though.
it.
Joe and the owner, like good friends.
Yeah, but it wasn't Joe that was posting about it. It was the Austin.
The
owner.
Austin, yeah,
I know, but I don't know.
yeah. Trust me, yeah. I'm not gonna get into it.
I don't think it's something.
But it was.
Yeah, I think we could just move past that. I don't think.
Having
Yeah,
said
not a
that,
big deal.
that Austin store looks so good.
Yeah, it looks really
so
cool.
good, man. They are killing it. Kind of
Well,
bummed
the
that I
little
wasn't
Ace
able to go
thing
down
is-
to Austin,
It's
but
really cool.
oh man, dude, yeah, it's taking over for sure.
Dude, just come to Dallas, buddy.
I will try. I will certainly try. We'll see what's in the cards in March.
Bro.
Correct?
Please.
Sajko, like, you know what's frustrating is I know you just have a legion of geese that you can just call upon to just migrate you to the south, bro.
Man's got
Just
jokes.
hop on their backs. All right,
Man's got jokes.
Yeah,
I
story
have-
time. Tell
I
us.
have my story time. It won't
it
take
up.
too long. So I played a tournament this weekend. Unfortunately, I played poorly, which has been my game recently. So what can you do, dude? What can you do? But you know that I record tournaments from time to time and make videos about it, and I've never really had an issue with someone being upset with me while I'm
no.
filming during a tournament round. Like we
Hold
literally
up.
talked about this like a few weeks ago. And so this is it was like a small B tier in Munson or Denison, Texas, at this course called Munson. And for some reason, everyone signed up. Like a shotgun B tier in December, and just it was completely full, max capacity, 5 people to a card every hole, 21 holes. And so already recipe for disaster in terms of backups. And so
20. Yeah.
get
Wow.
going. We're playing the tournament. 6, 7 holes in, we're behind people. Like, we are not the backup. We're not the issue. We are stuck behind people. And I'm recording, and I'm very cognizant that, like, this is a competitive situation. I'm an MPO. Like, I
Oh
don't want to make a
no.
big deal that I'm recording anything. And everyone on my card was super chill. But this tournament in particular, Brody Smith is playing, Freddie Mays is playing, a few
Freddie.
bigger
I was gonna
pros
mention.
are playing this tournament. And there are a few cards behind us. We were like third card, fourth card or something. And so we keep going. One of the guys on my card loses a disc, so we spend a little while finding that. And we don't feel like we're moving particularly slow. But we get to like this part where the two, like a couple, like there's 3 or 4 holes that are kind of like near each other. And we're walking past like a group, like a decent buildup of people. And I like recorded my shot or whatever. It didn't take particularly long or anything. And Brody from like, I don't know, 500 feet away is like, "Are you guys waiting on anyone?" And we were like, "Oh no!" Like, someone on my card was like, "Oh no, we're not." Um, and then I don't know what else he said, but he said something else to the term of like, "Is that guy just filming his round or something?" And we were like, "Okay, whatever, move on." And so we start playing again, and they're still just waiting in their backup or whatever. And one of the guys from Brody's card comes over and is like, well, first of all, Brody was playing not great. The round that he did this on, he shot like 960 or something. And, Brody's rated 10, 15 or something. So I'm sure he was not happy with how he was playing. But the guy essentially came and was like, yeah, Brody is very upset that there's a backup. He's a big pace of play guy. And I think Brody was upset with me. Essentially, long story short, Brody might be a Jay Millie hater after that. Granted, everyone on my card said that I was not the reason that we were taking a long time. So take it with a grain of salt. I'm biased. I didn't think I was taking a long time, but we were part of the backup reason. So there you go. It was an interesting day. It was an interesting
Dude.
day.
I was not expecting Brody from. I was not expecting this to be like from left field.
Yeah, he was kind of far. Like he was kind of yelling, and we were like, "Oh man, a little aggressive there, bud."
I can see like why he was upset about the backups, and he probably saw you filming and like it was just like, what the heck, dude? Like, but he probably didn't realize like you guys were just also waiting. But or I don't know.
Well, at this point, there was no one in front of us. At this
Okay.
point, there had been like a little bit of distance. Like, they might have been a hole in front of us, or who knows? Maybe they were farther. We don't know.
So what was your
and I think part of it also was I was last person to tap out. I was recording my shot.
like with it?
And everyone was just waiting on the tee, which was I had just like bogeyed or something, and so like I was last guy up to tee, so I was just like, it doesn't really matter if I'm there when they start teeing, and I can see them from where I am, and so they were kind of just messing around. I don't think any of them were waiting on me. I think they were just taking their time and just like vibing, and I think part of it was like, I think he might have saw that and thought, oh, they're waiting on this guy to like get going and tee, because they were like, they could have teed off and they didn't, and so I think that might have been part of the like right then agitation that occurred.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think it was just like the right then. But my question is like, were you just filming? Like, were you tripoding it?
Yeah, I had my tripod. Macy wasn't there yet. She was there for round 2, and so she just was as casual as possible, holding the phone like right here, so no one got
Bro,
upset again.
I gotta give props to you. That takes the tripod at the that takes a lot of gut. Like
That's a
I love
baller
it.
play.
That's what I'm saying. Like, dude, I don't think I'd be
It,
so
it
in
brought
my head.
I think that's part of it as well. It definitely brought attention.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
he
yeah.
probably saw that from cross course and was like, at a tournament.
Yeah.
But dude, I don't know. It was a B tier, like super casual, man. Like it was, yeah.
You guys are gonna
field
collab, bro. Don't you worry. I'm surprised you haven't already. I mean,
For real.
I didn't put 2 and 2 together that you guys literally live like 10 minutes away from each other.
Yeah, I after round 1 we had the same score. And I thought that I might make a video and be like, I beat Brody Smith. But I don't know, like without knowing him or like without interacting with him, that's not something I would feel comfortable doing. You know, like I would want to have permission before I like, say I beat him. It'd feel like I'm dragging him through the mud if I
Amazing.
made a video about it. So I would not be doing that.
Yeah, that's where content gets a little too like, icky.
Yeah,
I
you're not
guess.
treating the person as like
Yeah.
a person, at that point.
So why didn't you guys play together second round if you guys got the same score?
So since there was
Bunch of people
5
probably
to a
just got the
card,
same.
there was 3 or 4 of us tied at neg 6, and it just worked out where it went 5-5, and we were like the first 2, or I was like the first one on the next card, and so it just like split us because of how cards
So were
worked
you
out.
hoping to be on his card or hoping not?
I was not hoping to be on his card.
You're like,
no, literally, because I was like, I want to film this second round, and like, especially if he's already upset about the first round.
Just ask him to film for you.
Yeah, totally. Yeah,
that's
yeah.
crazy.
And yeah, I pride myself about being low key and quick, so it was a bit upsetting. And like, granted, I'm reading a little bit into it. Like, it felt aggressive. Maybe he didn't mean for it to come off aggressive. He didn't say anything else about it. Brody seems like a very nice guy. I have nothing but love in my heart for the man, but it was a shocking experience for sure.
Yeah, dude, I would have been rattled, especially if it's just.
Oh
like,
yeah, I sucked after that. Like straight up,
bro. Like you probably kept
few
thinking
holes.
about that for the
Yeah.
next hour. Oh, on repeat. Like, what did I do?
Yeah,
Why am I doing it? Should I quit YouTube? Should I delete my channel?
Yeah.
Bro, if I hear someone and I start to turn around and I'm like, who is this guy? And it's Brody Smith. I'm like, okay.
Well,
What
because
the
I'm sure
heck?
that's like a thing that's somewhat in the back of your head, right? You're like, I hope, like I'm trying to be respectful. I'm not trying to like overstep boundaries in doing something like this. And then he calls you out on that thing that is somewhat like present in
the
your
thing
brain.
you're
And you're
already
like,
thinking
oh,
about.
it makes it
Yeah.
real. It makes it real.
Yeah,
hear
I
you,
just
man.
think it was an amalgamation of unfortunate events. Like I think we were just moving slow as a card, and I got it taken out on me because I had my camera, but I'm super biased, so there
All's
you
good,
go.
man.
No, I
All's
get
There
it.
you go.
I get it. I think it's just like the easiest thing to blame. I mean,
Mhm.
it was right there. Yeah, tripod.
Mhm.
Yes, sir.
Couldn't make
Uh,
it more obvious.
Boys, that was a podcast, I believe.
Yeah.
Does that feel like a good spot to stop?
Yeah, 59 minutes in. That was legendary. We always
This was
seem
majestic.
to just like find that's one thing I love about this podcast. It's like we have our set topics, but we always have like subset topics that we somehow get into just randomly. But I love that. It's just like, it's like sometimes
Funsie.
we're like, what are we going to do for the show? And then it just fills out to be like, great. So
Straight
And
up.
shout out Kiara for that Funsie ornament in the back. If you're on
Check
YouTube.
them out.
Shout
For any
out.
viewers, yeah, Yara made some, and her sister made some ornaments.
Yar
Very
Sack.
cool.
And
Wait, Sacco, can you talk about the things that you have coming soon? The merch things specifically?
I cannot.
Oh,
Okay,
that's what I was
never
gonna
mind.
say. Oh, I forgot. I'm in my head when you're talking about your gifts. I'm like, bro, I'm gonna have the funniest joke. I'm gonna say
He
Sajko merch.
doesn't have any merch stuff coming anytime soon. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
No.
I can't talk about anything yet, but
It's
Okay.
coming. You
The
can
day-
say
the
it's
day will
coming,
come.
right? Yeah.
yeah, the day will come.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
It's coming, maybe, kind of, guys.
Yeah,
There you
it
go.
will. Yeah, that's it. That's all I can give you.
There you go.
Anyways,
Dude,
thank you guys
I love it.
for
We're so
listening.
secretive.
Yeah, Funsie podcast. News will come out as time goes on. Enjoy your holidays. You know what?
Enjoy your
I don't-
holidays.
Yeah, because I don't know about everyone else. You kind of are like, oh, I can't wait for Christmas, and then Christmas Day comes, and you're like, that was it. It's about everything leading up to the day. So try,
true.
even though it's a crazy time of year,
Smell the roses.
enjoy the time as much as you can. Anyways,
Agreed.
yeah.
Yep.
Thank you, everyone.
We
The
love
three of
you
us.
all.
Funsie's out.
Funsie out.
Bye.
Funsie.